everybody, how's it going? And welcome back to Copper Jacket TV. So today I've got some exciting California roster news for you. We're going to be talking about something that is about to be added to the roster. It's not there quite yet, but it could be there any day now. And this is a game changer for California. This is something that Californians have been waiting for decades now. So we're going to talk about what it is and why it's so exciting. Stay tuned. Hey, real quick before we get started, if you believe that rosters are unconstitutional like I do, and you don't believe that the government should be able to tell you what you're allowed to have, go ahead and smash that subscribe button. It's free, it only takes a second, but it helps us out here quite a bit. It helps us spread our Second Amendment message, and it lets the powers that be know that you guys enjoy watching content like this. And again, I always appreciate the support. Thank you. So with that being said, let's get to it. Okay, so let's go and talk about what's going on here. Now, just in case you're not aware of what the roster is, to put it simply, it's an unconstitutional, government-approved list of handguns that are available to the state of California. Now, in order to get on that roster, they have to have certain features like magazine disconnects and loaded chamber indicators. They have to go through a series of tests before they can be approved for the roster. And up until recently, they also had to have microstamping. Microstamping basically does not exist, and it certainly doesn't exist in mass. And so for a long period of time, nothing new was being added to the roster. Now, there is currently an injunction barring enforcement of that microstamping provision, which means that as long as they have the other couple features and they pass the tests and they go through all the other steps and pay the fees, they can get on the roster now. So we've seen a lot of new things start to show up on the roster. But the one thing that has been missing is any later generation Glock frames. So while the rest of the country has moved on to Gen 4s and Gen 5s, California has been stuck at Gen 3s. And that's been a problem because there were certain cosmetic features that people did not like about that specific generation. There was a lot of changes that were made and people wanted to get away from it. But in order to do that, you had to basically do a bunch of shop work to it in order to make it like something that the rest of the country could have. Well, that's where this new edition is going to fix that problem. And that's because the Shadow Systems is now going to be on the roster. We're talking about 3 new models of Shadow Systems that are just about to be added to the roster, and those are built on Gen 4 frames. Now, to me, this is something exciting because I was there when the microstamping provision went into effect and we saw everything fall off of the roster, and we lost a vast majority of what we could get just a year prior, and it was really difficult. And if you wanted to go off roster, I mean, it was going to get you in the end. And so seeing something like this be added, I think is fantastic. Now, like I said, there's 3 different ones that are being added. We're talking about the MR920, which is the multi-roll 920. That's going to be similar to the 19. Then you have the DR920, which is the duty roll 920. That's going to be similar to like a 17. And then I believe it is the DR920P, which is the compensated version. Now, one thing I can tell you after testing out just about every Shadow Systems product on this channel for the last 7 years is that these things are really well made. They are rugged, they are reliable, they are durable, they are accurate, and they come with pretty much every feature that you could possibly ask for if you went to get something custom done. Everything's already there. There's nothing else that needs to be done to these. I mean, and they've taken things to the next level with the fluting and the angles of the cuts and the textures and stuff. I mean, this thing comes out of the box just about as nice as you can get it. So I think that this is definitely an exciting addition. Now, a couple things I want to note here. If you check the recently added on the roster, you'll see new things pop up every now and then. Like I recently saw the 365 XL Rose pop up on the roster, which is something cool. I think that's something that's cool for the ladies. But you'll see new stuff starting to be added frequently, right? However, there is a new law that has passed and been signed in California that is going to work towards implementing the microstamping all over again. I believe they're shooting for a 2028 date. And if that microstamping is re-implemented onto the roster, it's going to be either a complete freeze or you're going to see what happened when I was there, and you're going to see half the roster drop off all over again. So that is something that you guys want to pay attention to. You know, you want to pay attention to the laws that are being past there. And even if it doesn't seem like it's something that's going to affect you now, it's something that could affect you down the road. But in the meantime, the lawsuit continues to have the roster completely overturned, which is what I want to see. I think that all rosters are unconstitutional. They shouldn't be there. The government shouldn't have a list of things that they allow you to have. It is our Second Amendment right. It is not a privilege that is granted by them. So hopefully this lawsuit moves forward and we get a win out of it. Maybe it ends up at the Supreme Court and rosters across the country will be overturned. But anyway, wanted to let you know about that. Again, I think that's kind of a big deal, and I'm really looking forward to seeing the reaction of people in California about getting something new like this. So I want to thank you all very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Please like, subscribe, and you guys have a great day.